What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another video, and you guys are reading this title thinking, oh my god, this guy is crazy. But believe me, I'm not convinced that this is happening, but at the same time, there's some weird rumors going on right now that Sebastian Aho could be getting an offer sheet. Now, here's the thing, these offer sheets don't happen very often. We'll go over the compensation because it's very, 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 very good for this type of contract if this is the numbers that are floating around. But we're also starting to see, with contracts like with Meyer and the talks of other RFAs numbers going down. Some of these guys are not going to be getting the huge dollars that people predicted. But with the Aho situation in Carolina, they have a lot of money. Carolina has a lot of money, but a team that's looking at them, Montreal, also has a lot of money. And I think they missed out on some guys that they wanted to go after. Right now, Montreal is a solid roster backed by a really good goaltender and a pretty solid D-core. With some good forwards. They got picks, they've got prospects, one of the best prospect pools in the game. They got cap space, they've got everything they need. Montreal's going to be dangerous in a couple of years, and they could be making a very dangerous move coming up. So, as we've heard over the last month, there have been some rumors that Sebastian Aho might be looking for, $8 to $9 million on a long-term deal, maybe 9.5, and the Carolina Hurricanes were coming back with $6.5 or $7 million. They weren't really meeting there, and I guess the talks haven't gone so well. And the thing is with Aho is that teams don't have to come in with an offer sheet that would be, $11-12 million, and they probably won't, because then you're giving up a lot. But we'll go to the compensation. Actually, we'll go to it right now. So Gord Miller tweeted out a while ago. So in the area that Aho would be getting an offer sheet, which would be the 8.454 to 10,568. So anywhere between 8.4 to 10.5. That's 2 first-round picks, a second and a third. So if Montreal came around and said, "Hey, listen, we'll give you $9.5 million bucks on an 8-year deal," and all they would have to give up is 2 firsts, a second, and a third. And honestly, I would do that for Sebastian Aho, especially with the prospect pool and the cap space, the picks, and everything that Montreal has right now. They can make this happen. So the reason why this is being brought up is because Pierre LeBrun, who has usually got his finger on the pulse, said according to sources, Carolina got 3 calls from 3 different teams today on Sebastian Aho, hinting at an offer sheet. So teams are basically saying, hey, listen, the Canes told them that they would match any offer sheet. So the Hurricanes have said they'll match, but we'll have to see, because Carolina did tell them that they would entertain trade conversations. So that might be a defense mechanism, whoa. I don't know if we'll match everything. They're thinking that. But, let's tell them that we'll make a trade so they don't really, whatever, and then try to keep talking with Aho. But Pierre LeBrun said that he believes that the Habs is among the 3 teams that called. David Pagnotta has been on this situation as well, saying growing chatter over possibility Sebastian Aho was presented with an offer sheet today. Repeat, chatter. So he's not saying it's confirmed. If it happens, I suspect AAV would be $9 to $9.5 million range, and of course Aho would have to agree. Again, Sebastian Aho would have to sign that offer sheet if he was willing to go there. But will a team go through with it? So I don't know. And then David Pagnotta also said Montreal's eerily quiet and there's lots of chatter. Again, he said chatter, so nothing confirmed regarding their heavy pursuit of Sebastian Aho, and that people would have to continue to follow this because there's a lot of there's a lot of money on the line here, and it's not like it's confirmed. Now, I'm trying to find another David Pagnotta tweet that he had tweeted recently, because he had also said that it's not like it's close, but there's some conversation that Montreal might be considering even a trade if they were willing to just make a trade. So he just tweeted 17 minutes ago at the time I'm recording this, which is 1:46 p.m., that the Canadiens have significant interest in Aho. There's talk the Habs are trying to make this work. Is a trade doable, or will they present an offer sheet? This is something to watch. Now, they would be able to send a pretty hefty package to Carolina, but first of all, I don't think Aho wants to leave Carolina necessarily, but if they're way apart, if they're still at 7 and he wants 9.5, then that's a $2 million gap. Now, people say, well, the Leafs are in the same situation. Not exactly. 2 firsts, a second, and a third is different than a team giving up 4 first-round picks and $12 million in salary. There's a huge difference there. 4 firsts goes a long way. 2 firsts, a second, and a third for Aho, especially for a team like the Canadiens, kind of makes sense. So Aho's 21 years old, a centerman, 6 foot tall. He's impressed a lot of people so far in his early career. 3 seasons in the NHL. His first season, he had 49 points in 82 games. His second season, he had 65 points in 78 games. And this past year, he had 83 points in 82 games, becoming a 30-goal scorer for the first time. 24 goals in his first year, 29 in the second, 30 in the third. So this guy is just getting better as he gets older and going into his prime. He's only 21 years old. He's not even at the peak of his game yet. So with the compensation between $8 million to $10 million, 8.4 to 10.5, if Montreal's willing to throw that number there at 9 or 9.5, maybe they go to like 9.6 just to throw a little bit extra money over there to try to see if they can acquire him. It would be 2 firsts, a second, and a third. And I don't really know if Carolina would want to match that, or I think they would personally, which would probably not put a good taste in their mouth with their relationship with Aho. But if he feels like he's worth that money, this is going to be something to follow. Now, there hasn't been any tweets as I'm sitting here that I believe. Craziness, absolute craziness. I have no idea if this is something that will happen, but it seems like it would be something pretty crazy to happen, especially since a lot of teams haven't been considering the offer sheet even with all this talk, because it is a lot to give up, especially if you're giving up the 4 first-round picks, if you're going after a top guy in the market like a Braden Point or a Rantanen or a Marner or somebody like that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below. Do you think Montreal will pull the trigger? Do you think that they will try to do an offer sheet or a trade for Aho? This is very interesting. And, you know, if this was just like one source saying something random and saying, okay, well, it's probably not going to, you know, happen, like maybe it will happen. But no, there's like 2 or 3 people, and especially when LeBrun starts to chime in, at least he's got some good background, and Pagnotta's been right on a lot of things. I mean, he did break the Tavares signing last year, so we'll have to see what happens. And George Larocque also this morning tweeted out a bunch of things that happened before it actually happened, and he also said that he thinks Montreal is preparing an offer sheet. So, I mean, hey, listen, it is possible. So let me know what you guys think down below. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. I'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. Let's get to 7,000 subscribers, and I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.